6:49, this is your morning in 8 minutes.
We do want to let you know that Big Ridge Elementary currently on a delay at the least right now due to a power outage. We'll let you know as soon as we have information on if they will cancel classes. Whitney, of course, monitoring those roads for you this morning, but we do want to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley tracking those downpours on this first alert weather day. Good morning, Heather.
Yeah, obviously it's led to a couple of wrecks, which I know Whitney's monitoring, but really if you're about to leave, the key here is that we've still got another hour or so of this heavy rainfall that becomes choppier. That's why you see more breaks west, but still more of a trail of rain to move east. So let's focus on what's happening now in case you are trying to leave. Heavy rainfall drenching Rogersville to Greenville to Sneedville. So it hits that 81 split. 40 split though, still pretty noisy as we've had some rumbles of thunder between Dandridge, Newport catching some heavy rain. Absolutely soaking west to Knoxville into Alcoa area, Friendsville area as well of Blount County, coming up out of Loudoun County. This is going to keep cutting across Knox towards Strawberry Plains, Boyds Creek, towards Sevier County, Jefferson and Granger next, with the choppier rainfall behind it and still this band of rain. Crossville. So again, this is a first alert weather morning. Not all day, that's the good news, but what's still on the way is the cooler air. So give yourself some extra time over the next couple of hours and then we'll work our way down in rainfall as well as temperatures. Cooler air sliding in. That's why it's 59, Morristown to 51, Knoxville to 46 now, Oneida. I've got the latest on the forecast for your day ahead here in just a moment.
Heather, thanks. And getting right to your first alert, traffic already a messy morning on the roadways. Crews are working a single vehicle crash on I-40 East. This is right around Paper Mill Drive. That traffic really slowing down as it gets into the right-hand lanes to get by this incident. This is just west of that wreck. You can see those brake lights really slowing down to a stop getting past this. They're hoping to clear that shortly, but in the meantime, you can see that water on the roadways coming off of cars, just adding to your low visibility. Standing water on the roadways also creating that hydroplaning concern. If you're just getting out the door, you need that extra time to be extremely careful and take it slow on the roads.
Happening today in just a few hours, the Knox County School Board will meet with the families as both sides start mediation over the mask lawsuit in the district.
A federal judge ordered the mediation to see if they can come to an agreement. The families are those with disabilities who sued the district to implement the mask mandate for the majority of the school year. Right now, the district is not under a mask mandate as both sides resolve this issue. They now have 60 days to reach an agreement. The public meeting starts at 9:30 at the Sarah Simpson Center on Tipton Avenue. We'll let you know as soon as we learn any details. Meanwhile, a federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit involving chewing gum in Knox County classrooms. That lawsuit filed back in February.
It stated the student had a medical condition that made it difficult to pay attention when hearing chewing sounds, causing the family to file the suit. The Knox County Board of Education motioned to dismiss that case on Friday.
Right now, a Scott County man is facing charges after camera footage caught him vandalizing a church last week. Officials responded Tuesday to the scene of Winfield Baptist Church to find overturned headstones and broken windows. After looking at video surveillance, police later identified the suspect as 30-year-old Trevor M. Tucker. He is charged with vandalism over $20,000.
And around the state this morning, investigators working to determine what led to a deadly trench collapse. This happened in Ray County on Saturday. One construction worker is dead after digging in a trench next to a garage when it collapsed. The man's body was later discovered early yesterday morning. Knoxville Fire Department crews were called in to help assist.
Around the nation, the suspect in connection to the latest mass shooting is on house arrest this morning.
The shooting happened at a mall in Columbia, South Carolina. Joanne Price is charged in connection to a shooting that left 14 people injured. Price now ordered to be held on house arrest. He will be required to wear an ankle monitor. Right now, he's only charged with carrying an unlawful weapon, but could, of course, face more as the investigation continues. So far, no deaths have been reported. And around the world, Ukrainian officials say the loss of Mariupol may be a red line for peace with negotiations with Russia.
The city is close to falling after 8 weeks of heavy shelling. Russia is refocusing its assaults on the east and south after failing to take Kyiv. Ukrainian fighters rejected an ultimatum this weekend to lay down their weapons or be eliminated. Ukraine's foreign minister says the last forces defending Mariupol are encircled by Russians. About 100,000 civilians remain in Mariupol, which had a pre-war population of about 450,000.
And today is tax day. Yeah, it's the deadline. If you need to file an extension, the IRS says anyone can file one through October 17th. The fastest way for you to file, if you need to do it today, doing it electronically, of course, and the fastest way to get those refunds using direct deposit.
They both spin out. Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch is going to win barely. Steals one.
What an exciting finish in Bristol last night. The Food City 500 on dirt. Kyle Busch sneaking by Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe, fighting for the win. Busch claims the top spot in last night's Food City dirt race, his 9th time winning at Bristol.
And the offseason begins for the Knoxville Ice Bears after a tough loss last night in the first round of the SPHL playoffs. The Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs came out firing, and they never looked back, winning that game 3-1 to take the quarterfinal series.
And WVLT proud to be your official station of the Vols. Tony Vitello in the middle of a 4-game suspension right now. The head ball coach receiving word from the league after bumping into an umpire during the first inning of Saturday's game against Alabama. Coach Vitello will have to sit out tomorrow's contest against Bellarmine and 2 games in the Florida series this weekend in Gainesville. So technically his first game back could be that Sunday game. Assistant coach Frank Anderson is also back after serving just a 1-game suspension. And assistant coach Josh Elander filling in for Coach Vitello during yesterday's match. The Vols destroying Alabama 15-4 thanks to an offensive showcase from guys like Jorel Ortega and Trey Lipscomb. The Vols take the series after dropping Game 1 on Friday.
6:55, picking back up with that live radar just to kind of help you wrap your head around now versus later. Again, the heavy rainfall really still pooling up in the Central Valley like Knoxville. So even if you commute to Knox County, but maybe you're coming from Athens or Kingston or Loudoun, just remember you're driving into this moderate to heavy rainfall that's ponding on roads all across northeast Tennessee, and then it becomes choppier, just like we're seeing some moderate rain return to the plateau, but also cooler air slide in. I watched the temperatures go from 60s now to 50s, and then those 40s continue to slide in. So in your forecast for today, right now is the first alert, not all day. That does give you an end in sight. We'll keep tracking this rain for you over the next couple hours with that live track. But looking ahead, it becomes mostly cloudy with spotty rain midday. Cool breeze will be hanging out around 56. Not much bounce back at all. 58 this afternoon with spotty showers. But the cooler air really settles in tonight. Here comes the 30s. Got some plants you're worried about, you might want to protect. All right, tonight's one of those nights. We'll have some patches of frost as the sky still clearing. Last couple spots of mountaintop snowfall. Look at these low 30s on the plateau to southeastern Kentucky and mid 30s down into the valley. Still patchy frost again tomorrow night too. It's a lot that we're monitoring for you, but at least looking ahead, we warm back up from this cold front and get a good dry out. So we'll track that live track of that rain and storm activity for you coming up on the CW here in just a moment.
All right, and I know Whitney's keeping her eye on the roads as well. We'll have everything you need to know coming up over on WBXX. Have a good Monday.